Yeah, that's how I discovered it. This chick put me up on it. I was messing with.
Yeah.
And, actually, I don't know if you familiar with Mary Stewart's.
No, you've been talking about that for a long time. I should mess with it.
But the granddaughter of the one that opened M&M's. That's her people.
Oh,
they shit fire.
So I know it's fire.
That shit fire.
Okay, so yeah, your post is on point because M&M's is fire.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
Yeah. Okay, so, and that's the IE equivalent of M&M's. So
pretty much. Like,
I'm gonna mess with it.
On God, I was gonna go up in there and shake the whole staff hands after the first time.
Who made this?
Who did this?
Who did this? Who did this? Oh, we gonna have to take a trip over there. That
shit was fun.
Our next business meeting. That's where we go away.
No. Not only that, we need to make us drop for the podcast. Yeah. Just drop in.
Yeah.
That's what we. Hey. Yeah. Drop in on black businesses.
Yeah. Hey, we should do that.
Drop it. That's what we doing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Content.
I like that.
Nigga.
I like that.
We on.
I like that. Your mind is always working. Creativity.
On God. Shit. Yeah. Always good with the people. It's your boy Sxmmnz.
It's your boy Dane.
And it's Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Bang, 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 bang.
And back to this episode 9.
Episode 9, because I've been saying it was 7.
Yeah, I'll be lost sometimes.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, man, just for the people that's new to the podcast.
Yeah.
This is a podcast that talks about hip-hop culture, a little bit of current events, and have some thought-provoking conversations to spark something in the mind, and you run off and do with it what you will.
Yeah, well, we're basically soapbox speakers for a generation, right? Our conversation may start off hip hop based, but we transcend hip hop. Our ultimate goal is to actually educate, the communities that we come from, and even if you don't come from the same type of inner city communities as us, but you're people who are, thought provoking type people. People are looking for, conversations, good conversation starters that's gonna get the mind working. Yeah. You came to the right place.
Right place. It's a little serious, and we got some ignorance. I'm a goofy ass nigga. I'm gonna keep it 100. So that being said, it's been some things that happened these last couple weeks. The Nipsey funeral.
Rest in peace to Nipsey.
R.I.P. to the king.
If y'all out there, you're listening, make sure that y'all hit up the Marathon store, get your merchandise.
Get you something, man. Support it. Keep the marathon going.
We gonna rock the marathon clothing like it's Gucci. You know what I mean? I got it on right now. This is the victory hat. You know what I mean? I wanted the victory lap hat that was sold out, but I'm gonna wait for that to get stocked back up. I'm gonna get that. But I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like we should support the Marathon store like the new Gucci. I know y'all been seeing the meme go around and all that, but I really feel that way just because, like with Gucci, when you spend your money with Gucci, Louis Vuitton and all these people, you don't know where the money is going. It's actually going to
the Italians or whatever.
It's going back into these people's pockets who really don't care about our communities.
Exactly.
But you've already seen what Nipsey did, man. When he took that money and he put it back in the community. Listen, Nipsey rapped about having 8 businesses. In actuality, he had 14 plus businesses. You understand what I'm saying? And then all those businesses, he had over 41,000 employees. Half of those were felons.
You do the math.
Think about
how much of an opportunity do felons actually have out here?
Not a lot.
It's not a lot. For him to come out and look out for those that really don't have a real shot out here, that's very big.
Yeah, so spend money where you know where the money is going. He has a school that he opened.
The Vector 90 project.
The Vector 90. He got a casino. He had part ownership in the casino that's opening in 2020. This brother I'm trying to tell you, he was on a whole entire another level.
He wasn't even ready for it.
Not even ready for it.
He wasn't even ready for it.
But you see where your money is going. So I guarantee you that Nipsey eventually was going to be publicly traded. One of his businesses, companies, brands was going to be publicly traded. What publicly traded means It means that you can buy stock into it. So what that means is you eventually would have been able to to make money off of what he was doing. Because I'm trying to tell you, he was heavy into the cryptocurrency. He was heavy into the stock market. So you got to understand, this brother knew exactly what he was doing. Now, this is not 100% facts, but this is what I'm saying. I felt because of the wave he was on, that eventually he would have become a publicly traded company.
Because he spoke about wanting to open up a chain of marathon stores.
Yes.
So as that would have grew,
yes,
people would have wanted to buy into the whole situation and get a part of the pie.
Oh yeah.
Because the brand would have the same way he spent on Gucci, Louis, Fendi, all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's how this is about to take off.
Yeah.
And you heard it here first. The marathon
is going to take off.
It's going to be some serious. Condolences out to Black Sam, his mother, his father, his sister,
their whole family.
Lauren,
yeah,
his whole family, his kids.
Yeah.
Condolences go out to them.
Yeah.
But the
and condolences goes out to J Stone, what's it called, Pac-Man.
Oh yeah.
Adam. Everybody who was connected with him, you know, G.I. Joe, all of them cats that was connected to him. I know personally, I can see the hurt in all of their posts on Instagram. And it's different, like we're hurt, right? We didn't even know the man personally and we're hurt. Can you imagine growing up with him?
Yeah. It's a different type of connection. It's a brotherhood. You know what I mean? This is the man that looked out, put you on. And not even just about business, it's just this was your brother. And
you saw a person's growth. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It's like how I seen you grow. Right? God forbid something happened to you. My story talking about you is going to be different than somebody who just knew you from social media. You understand what I'm saying?
Because you get the intricacies about a person, you know?
Yes.
You get the behind the closed doors, how somebody really was, their vulnerable side. Yes. You know what I mean? Everybody don't get to see that.
Yeah, because we don't have real conversations. You know what I mean? And it's I could just imagine what J-Rock, you know, J Stone said he knew him since they was knee high. So you talking about babies.
Yeah.
And your best friend is gone. So, you know, shouts out to them, man. Shouts out to Nipsey.
Yeah. The memorial service, that was a beautiful thing. It was a very good turnout. It was no issues. A lot of love. The man sold out the fucking Staples Center. Like, it's like Michael Jackson was the last person. Those are the only two people that I know of that had a service up in there. Yeah. He was very loved. Like the love and support you got from Snoop, from Black Sam, Lauren, The Game. Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he came out like Christians and Muslims all in harmony,
which it should be.
You know what I mean?
That's a conversation for another day. I'm gonna get into that, and I know it's gonna cause probably some controversy within the Christian and Muslim world, but we not that much different.
Yeah. But everybody was able to come together in harmony and show the man love and celebrate the life.
Yes.
And all his accolades that he achieved during his time on Earth.
Yes.
And it was real hood up in there. They kept that shit all the way
man,
G.
Trust me, listen.
They kept that all the way G.
I'ma keep it 100, man. Like I was like I wanted to go, right? But I'm originally from the LA area, right? And I know since I was a kid, I used to take the 405 to go to school when my mom worked at the VA by UCLA, right? So I know, I'm like, it's Thursday.
It's about to be crazy.
It's a work week. Everybody from all over, not just Los Angeles, from the IE, from the Valley, flew. You know what I'm saying? To come to this.
That 110.
The 10 freeway coming into the city. I said I'm good.
Unless you parachuting in there, you will have a problem.
If you had a helicopter or something, you wasn't. My coworker went, and he told me, he said, man, it was beautiful. He was like, you know, it was nonsense that went on, you know, but you know that's the city. But he said that it was a beautiful service. When they did the victory lap,
that was powerful.
The way, man, I'm talking about, he went through blood hoods.
That was powerful.
And I seen Bloods waving their flag, and when the camera zoomed in on it, on the red flag, it said TMC.
It was powerful, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
The amount of respect that man was getting that day, it was crazy. Like, you haven't seen that amount of love, of course, since Michael Jackson, but as far as hip hop go, since the Tupac and Biggie situation.
Listen, I don't even think the Tupac and Biggie situation is touching this. No. And the reason why I say that is because Biggie had his city behind him, right? Mm-hmm. But Biggie had his city behind him because he was repping New York, Brooklyn to the hardest. Nipsey had the whole world behind him.
The whole world.
Because of what he did with his money. He put his money where his mouth was. So people are flocking to him because he actually took care of his community. Mm-hmm. He actually gave a blueprint to how to take care of the community. I'm going to tell you right now, we have things in the works that we're not going to tell nobody about. But based off of his blueprint, we have an avenue.
We have a roadmap to follow.
Yes.
And it's been a conversation going on as far as the comparison of Nipsey and Tupac. Who had the bigger impact?
Nipsey.
This is what I'm going to tell you.
Nipsey.
Tupac, he had a lot of things that he aspired to do.
No discredit.
He was cut short before he can actually put those into the works. Nipsey had a little longer lifespan than him.
Yes.
He was able to put some of this stuff into works.
Yes.
So he was able to achieve more than Pac was able to. This is just reality. I'm not giving you no fake news or nothing.
This is real.
This is reality.
This is real.
So that being said, the amount of work that Nipsey was able to do, it kind of overlapped Pac, but it at the end of the day, it's two different legacies. We don't have to compare the two.
Both was beneficial.
You know, we don't have to compare the two. Yeah. It's apples and oranges. Pac is Pac and Nipsey is Nipsey, and they both rep the West, and that's just it at the end of the day.
All day.
And, Pac, he had something to do with the groundwork that was before Nipsey, and Nipsey took it even further.
I will put it to you guys like this, to give Pac his credit. Nipsey would have told you that Pac had an influence on him. So you remember when Pac said he hopes that what he did was spark the mind for the next person. He accomplished that because Nipsey came and took what Pac was trying to talk about and trying to do and put it on a whole nother level. Yeah. Now you're talking about, listen, the cities are on fire. Young brothers from Los Angeles to the IE are doing amazing things. A lot of shit going on. The city is unified. I was in
even in New York.
It is.
Even in Detroit.
It is. And
across the U.S. I'm
gonna tell you like this, man. I worked on another project that I don't want to speak on because I promised my cousin I want to speak on it because I always try to leak his stuff because he's a rapper, right? So he's asking me not to leak it. So I did work on the project, right? And I was in Compton. And I went to the Food for Less on Wimbledon. And when I get out the car going into the Food for Less, I see brothers with Crenshaw shirts on. Right? So I get to the doors, the dude selling like shirts and whatever, just regular shirts and nothing. He sees me with the Crenshaw shirt on. He passes hard. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I see you, King.
I see you.
I see you,
You understand what I'm saying? We all heard it, and I see you.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful thing to me. So, the last scene that we shot in the project I was doing with my cousin was above the jungles. And if you know anything about the city, you know about the jungles or whatever.
Yeah.
So, as I'm going home, I go down Rodeo. That's my home city. So I'm going down Rodeo. So I'm taking the long way to get to the 10. I could have went straight down La Brea. I'm going down Rodeo with the windows down playing Nipsey. And when you go to the city sometimes you could tell if there's tension in the city. The vibe, you can feel it in the air like, oh, it's cracking right now. I'm talking about I'm driving down Rodeo heading to Crenshaw. And the windows is down. Nobody's on the streets. It's quiet. And it's just a calmness in the city.
People still hurt.
People are hurt, but there's unity. Yeah. People really want to stop the violence. People really want to bring peace to the city. And it's a beautiful thing, even to the point where, my second home, It's Rialto. That's where I met this man. I went to high school with this man. And I got homeboys that I went to school with in Rialto that gangbang. My homeboy Petey. Another brother that I met recently that, you know, he's from the area of Gold. They set up a meeting for the gangs out here. And you got cats that, you know, only people that know what I'm saying is going to understand what I'm saying. You had cats from Hussle Squad shaking hands with cats from the 5 Times. You understand what I'm saying? Shaking hands with cats from the No Loves. Trying to bring peace to the city. You understand what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing what's going on because it's been retweeted, reposted by celebrities, cats who are saying that they're going to want to come from the city to, you know, help out with what's going on out here. There's unity. And these neighborhoods are rivals. I'm talking about, you think, you know, see, LA be cracking with the gang banging. Rialto be cracking with the gang banging the same way San Bernardino be cracking with the gang banging. It's all over the place. It's California. Yeah. Southern California, gang banging is what they do. You understand what I'm saying? But these people are bringing their communities together. They're getting rid of the fear. And they're saying, look, check this out. We done died long enough. We done went to jail long enough. It's time for a change. Yes, same thing with LA. You got the 60s and the 8 trays. You got bounty hunters. You know what I'm saying? You got Inglewood families making posts for Nipsey. If you know about the Inglewood families in the 60s, you understand what I'm saying? It's a unity that's coming through. And you have to understand that I seen a post where it was somebody from the Hundreds talking about keep that peace over there. Hold on. You don't want me to go there yet? I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. Not yet. Go ahead.
Let's dial it back a little bit. Okay. As you were speaking on, there's a lot of unity going on. It reminds me of that episode on Killer Mike's Trigger Warning, Cripicola. Have you seen it yet?
Cripicola, okay.
He referred to the Crips and just in gangs period as street fraternities.
Yes.
This is a powerful idea.
Yes.
It don't have to be about killing somebody from an opposing side, this street, that black, this color, that race. Like, it could be all about having a brotherhood. And creating a network, a system, just how fraternities do it, the frats do it. They have a network where they can create, open up doors for job opportunities for their brother in their same system, you know. And this is a mindset that we should carry forward. As far as being, as far as people that's involved in the streets, it should be more of a brotherhood. It should be a street fraternity. If this is what you repping, okay, we all come from the same neighborhood, okay. Yo, I'm starting this business over here. I need a little help. I know that you're pretty good with filming. Yo, I'm doing this. I'm shooting this video. I know that you good with doing lights and editing. I'm opening up this store over here. Could you help me market and spread the word? Blah 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 blah. Like it can all be a network to draw in people and coming in, because it's like a lot of times a lot of these cats that come out that's rapping or whatever. A lot of them's from hoods. And their biggest help in marketing is they hood. They hood be helping push their stuff. And this can apply further past just music. This could be a situation where it transcends into business, the same way with Nipsey. How the marathon was able to get pushed out into the hood and then transcended that because his voice, the range of his voice was able to grow and reach more and more people. Now people's tapping in, trying to see what's good. And this is how his brand started building up. So the whole idea of gangs, it don't have to be a negative connotation behind it. There's a brand that I created some years back called Hate. And it was an acronym for having ambition to elevate. And it was basically trying to make something negative into something positive. If you're in a situation that you don't like and you hate your current situation, you can use that hate that you have for being, and that hate and frustration for where you are in life at that moment, and let that motivate you to go into to pushing for your goals and dreams and rising out of that situation. So the negativity that surrounds gangs or whatever, it don't have to stay in that pocket. No. It can move over and become something positive. A whole brotherhood, doing some charity work in a community, turkey drives, back to school drives, a whole lot of situations that can empower people. And like we was talking about the Black Panther in the last episode. Yeah. The Black Panther was the most gangster motherfuckers out here doing it. That's what's gangster, helping your community.
Yes.
So when the gangs really start putting that type of effort into pouring into their community, that's going to be the most powerful impact that they will have.
Yes.
That would be the most respect you can get from the streets, because a lot of times people out here trying to just go extra hard and rep for their hood, extra hard, just, like I'm throwing hands with anybody, or anybody can get the whoop the whoop the whoop.
Yeah.
Okay, like you trying to earn your respect, your street credibility.
Listen,
hold on, let me finish. Yeah. You trying to earn your street credibility, but you can get way more respect just by being respectful to your brother and actually being out here in the streets and helping homeless folks and helping these kids out here trying to be big brother.
Families in need.
You could touch way more people and get way more respect without having to risk your life and risk your brother's life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it could be a positive situation out of it.
Put it to you like this. I'll piggyback off of what you're saying, right? Everything you say is 100% accurate. I remember when I went back to school, I had a dude telling me to join a fraternity, right? Yeah. But when I went back to school, I was like 25, right? So I was like, nigga, I'm too old to be getting haze and all that. I'll mess around and beat somebody up. I'm a grown man. You understand? Ain't no 19-year-old gonna be like telling me he my big brother or some nonsense like that. But I always looked at the fraternities as gangs. They were no different from gangs. They're supposed to have each other's back, this, that, and the third. So everything that you're saying is 100% accurate. Yeah. Everything Killer Mike's saying, 100% accurate. Do you understand the power these neighborhoods can have if the gangs started to take care of their own like a village?
Man, so many lives will change. So much destruction will end. And it will have a lot of white people in disarray. Yes. Because of that unity. Yes. As far as races go.
Yes.
Because that system, as far as self-hate and self-destruction that happens in our community,
it'll be gone.
It will be gone, and they wouldn't know what to do because you can't control people that become conscious.
And that's the issue. So, you know how everybody was talking about the conspiracy theories, right? I understand where the conspiracy theory comes from, because every time a conscious mind woke up and got people to follow the consciousness and they were waking up, that person was killed, that person was taken out, that person was destroyed, because the fear of the minority, you understand what I'm saying, is a woke mind. Yeah. You have to understand that the mind is so powerful, that the fear of the unknown, listen to what I'm saying, the fear of the unknown becomes real. Yeah. You will say, oh, if I do that, I will fail. Not knowing that it's a simple process. But your mind tells you the fear is of this. Fear is not real.
Fear there's an acronym, false evidence appearing real.
You understand what I'm saying? False evidence appearing real. That means it's false. It's not real at all. So it's your mind tricking you into believing into believing the things that your failures, your insecurities are real. You understand what I'm saying? So the truth of the matter is, I feel like the hood is waking up. I feel like the inner cities are waking up. I feel like the leaders of this generation is waking up. I put a post on Facebook and I said, I believe that the 80s babies are going to be the ones that may change. If you look around and you think about it, Nipsey was an 80s baby. Right? He's 2 years older than me. I was born in 87. He was born in 85. Right? All of the brothers who are bringing people together are part of the 80s group. Yeah. It's something about our group that is going to be able to bridge the gap with the younger ones. There's a generational gap. And if you go back to maybe it's the third podcast, the second podcast we talked about the Willie Litch theory. Yeah. Right? The letters. And how they was like, put the young man against the old man, put the light skin against the dark skin, put the woman against the man, right? It destroyed the communities, the black community. That was the job. But I feel like right now with the unification of the gangs, the unifications of the hood, leaders coming out and saying that they're going to keep the whole marathon continuing, we're going to be able to bridge the gap between our generation and the generation behind us.
It reminds me of the song Fab came out with on Street Dreams. He had this part on there. He said, "Young enough to know better, but old enough to know better, but young enough to not give a fuck." And that's where we fit in. Like, we know better.
Yes.
But there's a pocket of like, if you try us,
we still gonna be ignorant.
We gonna be with it. So we understand what the older generation is talking about, but the younger generation, we get where they come from too, as far as them just ready for the action. Yeah. Like at all times. Yeah. So it's like, as you're saying, like the '80s section of the people.
I believe we're the glue.
We're the bridge. We're the bridge that's gonna get it. Because sometimes older people, they're looking at the younger folks like,
they don't get it. Doing? And we're right there in that weird middle space. You know what I mean? Where we could understand what the OG is telling us, and we could go down to the BG and be like, hey, check this out. This is what you need to really understand. We're in that weird space in between.
Like, you can't be coming disrespecting people. Like, you gotta chill, bro. So like we right there in the pocket. But it's a lot of unity going on. And it's just, like I said in the last podcast, like it was hard to really understand like why Nipsey. I felt some type of way, but as things are playing out, you see the spark that happened, and it's like I had wrote a post on I believe Facebook. I was basically speaking on that, and then I was like, okay. Well, why did God choose him? Like, he was doing so much. He might not be the most perfect person, but he was doing a lot of right things in this world. And then I sat back and thought about it. I was like, who would have been more qualified to spark this type of change aside from him?
Nobody.
I don't think there's anybody that would have, because like, God forbid anything that happened to Jay-Z. If it was to happen to Jay-Z, he was not in the gang culture like that. No. You know what I mean? He's involved with black people and he a billionaire, whatever. Yeah, but he's not in the community like Nipsey was.
Yeah, Jay-Z's perception is literally like Jay-Z. He's transcended hip hop. He's a businessman. Yeah,
he's someone we all aspire to be.
Everybody aspires to be, but it's not obtainable. Yeah. Just being realistic, in the minds of people, it's not attainable to be where Jay-Z is. Nipsey. Now that was somebody that you just grew up with every day.
You can go right there on Crenshaw Sloss and you will see him.
He's right there. You could shake his hand.
Jay-Z, you're not going to just run into him.
You're not going to just run into him. He was accessible, and because he was accessible and he was from that area, you understand what I'm saying? Not that Jay-Z's not from the Marcy Projects. Yeah. But Jay-Z wasn't standing in front of the Marcy Projects every day. Nipsey, that shopping center, he's been in that shopping center since he was a teenager. You understand what I'm saying? People know him from that community. Yeah. You're talking about a success story that's tangible, touchable. It's different. The impact is different when you could say, like, he ain't never switched up. He ain't never changed. He never left. Nipsey even said, he was like, man, I got money. I could have easily flew away. He said, but I believed in my oath. His oath to the hood was that he would never leave.
If I died, I made the hood proud. Nigga.
I made the hood proud because he put on for his neighborhood. And
he held it down, like, and it was a conversation. I know Nori spoke about it. It made me think too. I'm like, he was speaking about like Nipsey was doing everything right. Yeah. And it's like,
and he still got killed.
It was like, sometimes like we want to not change up and not leave the hood, but what if that's the wrong way? And it's like,
it's tricky.
It's a very tricky situation. What I think it is if you're going to be operating in the hood, you gotta have protection around.
You gotta be extremely cautious.
You got. Because there's wolves out, obviously, the way he went out. Yeah. There's some people out here that's hating, and there's some wolves out here.
I remember when I was younger and I was in the streets, I got set up, right? And the lesson I learned from it was that jealousy turns into envy. Envy turns into hatred. Hatred turns into somebody doing something to you, right? So the truth of the matter is, it's tricky when you're saying like you want to come back to the hood, you want to help the hood, because you'll have somebody who, like I said before in the last podcast, they're watering weeds.
Yeah.
So they're watering a level of ignorance that may not be able to understand what you're doing. So they don't see the work that you're putting in. All they see is the things that you have. So if you come back and you know you got a Mercedes or you got a chain on and this, that, and the third, and you look like you're doing better than they're doing, you'll have people who are envious of you. So that's why I say it's the tricky part about saving the hood. You know what I mean? That's when you get into the Jay-Z type of saving the hood, where I'm not necessarily in it, but I might send Tata and somebody over there to open up a business. You know what I'm saying?
I think it takes a little bit of Nipsey and a little bit of Jay-Z approach.
So
like you could be in the hood, just don't be, you know, like you
can't hang out every day.
You can't hang out. You gotta plan like ahead of time. Plan according like to drop in and see what shit is looking like.
Whenever you drop in, have some security or something, man. It's unfortunate.
It's a fucked up situation. So I believe it takes a little bit of the Nipsey approach and the Jay-Z approach so the people can see that it's obtainable. That they can do it too.
And you're touchable.
You're
touchable.
And it's important to show that you're touchable so that it can inspire them to go and, you know, create something that's on the same level, if not better. Can
we get on now to the negative side, the negative things that have come out of So what I was saying earlier was that you have, you know, some of the gangs in Los Angeles who don't want the unity. I've seen a video where this guy was like, you know, y'all keep that over there. If you come over here, I'm going to kill somebody and get the beef back cracking. No more peace treaty. Do not be distracted by these people. You understand what I'm saying? These are the ignorance is crazy. These are self-destructive people. These are people who are killing their community. These are
the people that need to kill themselves. Just do us all a favor in society.
I've started looking at these people as stock, right, for the stock market. Because, you know, when you go to prison, you become property of the state, which is a publicly traded company. You understand what I'm saying? You have people buying stock into prisons because you keep filling these prisons because of your ignorance, your killings, your drug dealing, your anytime you get football numbers, those years that you get for football numbers, somebody's getting paid off of you sitting in that cell. So I look at these people as stock. You want to be stock. You want to keep the beef cracking. You want to be stock. Your body is no different from slavery. You are a commodity as the modern day slave. If you've seen the 13th Amendment documentary on Netflix, the jail was created to be able to put brothers back into slavery. Legally. When you go to jail, you are no longer a U.S. citizen. No. Your rights is taken away. Legal slave within the prison system. And they come up with a way to make it publicly traded. So people can buy stock on you as a person.
You like that type of nonsense, man. Like I look at it as equivalent to racist people. Racist people to me are they are the stupidest people to me. Like this is just stupid. The logic that they have is stupid. This type of logic, let's get the hood back cracking. Like if you come over here, blah blah blah. Like you're not doing anybody a service doing that.
No, you're hurting yourself.
You're hurting yourself. You're hurting your family. And you're hurting other families. And you can't. And then at the same time, be the same people wondering why their life is the way it is because you're doing it to yourself. Like I said in the last podcast, you're shooting yourself in the foot. We gotta stop fucking ourselves and wondering what the fuck is going on. Stop the bullshit. Like if that's how you just go move somewhere. Listen, like far away from here. Like
you are no different than Fox News.
Yeah, like you stupid out here.
You're no different.
Like you stupid out here. Like it's not helping nobody. And it's like I don't even mean it to be an asshole, but I want you to really take a second and really process the thinking behind that. Like he said earlier, as far as referring back to as a man thinking. You're watering weeds, and it's like you can't get no type of crops out of doing that. So when I'm referring to crops, you can't reap no type of benefit out of that, and your community can't reap no type of benefit. Your kids is not like your kids are gonna grow up and follow your footsteps, do the same shit, get killed off, or be in prison.
Yes.
And that's not the system that we need to be passing on to the next. Like, you got to stop watering these weeds and actually grow a harvest that's going to be beneficial to you and your community, that everybody can eat and your kids can eat, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Because this is, it just doesn't make sense. Like, just really take a moment and really think about how crazy and dumb that sounds. Like,
yeah.
Because I don't think these people is really thinking that through. Like,
but that's why I said, excuse me, my allergies have been acting up. But that's why I said it's the same as Fox News. I forget the lady's name, right? But she came out, Lauren something.
I don't know.
She laughed at Nipsey Hussle's funeral as they're doing the processions and all that. She's laughing at him. She's slandering him. She's doing all kinds of stuff.
The dude said something crazy too. I'm like,
but you're no different than these people who are laughing at you, and you can't see it because, like we keep saying, you're watering weeds. Your weeds block your conscious thinking, your logical thinking, to be able to keep the community moving progressively. All you worried about is your neighborhood. Yeah. And the beef that's been cracking since I was a kid. It's bigger than the block. It's bigger than the block that you don't own. Yeah. You don't own. You're killing from us for a street that you don't own. If the government came in today and said, get up out of there, you got to get up out of there.
Look, I said this on social media. I was like, I don't want to hear nobody banging no block unless you own that block. Yes. Unless you own that block, don't, like, it's a pointless fucking situation. It's a pointless fight. Listen, and it does nothing for us.
If Black Sam come out tomorrow and he say he banging Nipsey Hussle Square, he can do that. You want to know why? They own that shopping mall.
This is something that's theirs. You sitting up here banging this block that don't belong to you, and you can get evicted at any moment. Any moment. You can get kicked off, whatever the case.
All kinds of gentrification is happening in the city with the football teams and everything coming in. People are getting displaced and moved out of the city. Rent is going up on people.
It's crazy.
Guess why it's happening? Because you don't own any of it. So if you own where you live, if you live in Los Angeles and you're looking at this and you own where you stay, your grandmother owns a home, this, that, and the other, don't move. Keep that home within your family. Because now that's a place that your family will always be able to have some place to lay their head. Yeah. But like I said, going back to the people who don't want to unify and all of that stuff, those are lost people. You are not my brother. You are actually the enemy. Because you are stopping the progression of us as people.
We don't need you.
There's a meme going around talking about Richard Nixon, right? And he said that the biggest threat to the United States, and I'm not going to say that this is 100% accurate, right? Because I couldn't find anything that say that this is accurate. But the statement is accurate, and it's an underlining truth within within the United States, and it goes back to the Willie Lynch letters. It says the biggest threat to the United States is black unity. Think about that.
Let that sink. Let it marinate. If we come together, understand when America was formed, as far as benefiting us, we weren't in mind. No. The only place we were in mind of is
as property.
Property and helping build it as slaves.
3/5 of a human being. When they wrote the Constitution, you were not a part of the Constitution.
No, just 3/5.
You were considered 3/5 of a human being. So I'll give you an example of what your equivalent was if you were a black person during that time. You know what a hammer is, right?
You know what a horse is.
You were considered the same thing as a hammer, as a horse. You were property, a tool. You understand what I'm saying? So the truth of the matter is your unity. Now you become a human being, right? So when you became legal and you could go to school and this, that, and the third, they banked on you not wanting education. Why'd they bank on you wanting education?
You weren't supposed to know how to read.
You were not a threat. So, for you to be in the community saying that you want the beef to still stay cracking, you are not a threat. I'm going to start calling these type of Negroes 3/5 of a human being. These gangbangers who do not want unity, you are 3/5 of a human being.
You are still a slave. You're mentally slave.
Mentally enslaved. So, you're 3/5 of a human being. You are no threat to the economy. You are no threat to being the progression of our people. You are not my brother. So, everybody out there who's pushing unity, You are my brother.
Yeah.
We're
you
unified.
might as well be over there. The KKK should be giving you a raise because you helping them do the work.
You should get a hoodie.
Straight up.
A whole white hoodie.
Straight up.
And go around banging on people. Because that's basically what you're doing. You're doing the work for them. You got the Klan that's out here doing nonsense recruiting. You got the Klan's members shooting up, mass shooting the world and this, that, and the third. You Negroes is out here. You 3/5 of a man are out here shooting up neighborhoods, killing women and children because you got beef that's cracking from the 70s, the 60s,
don't
the
even
40s,
know what the fuck you
and
fighting
don't
for
know
anymore.
what you fighting for because you was born into some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to elevate your mind and realize that you just been killing your brother off, and they're afraid of the unity of the black man. They're afraid of the unity of the black man and the brown man within the minority community. Why do you think they're attacking the Hispanics, calling them all rapists and this, that, and the third? And if you look at what's going on at the border, most of the fools that's coming over, my bad to call y'all fools, I didn't mean that, but most of the people who are coming over are families. That they're separating at the border. Because you are a threat. Your numbers are a threat. The Mexican population is out in a few years will outnumber the white population. So the fear is that they'll become the minority. You understand what I'm saying?
When that happens, the power will shift.
Yes.
As the Hispanic community grows and the black people community grows.
Yes.
And they know, if we all unify, that the power that can happen between just the creativity that black people have alone. Yeah. The movie Hidden Figures, the navigation system, the peanut.
Let's just go back to Hidden Figures. There were people in their 50s and 60s that never even heard about those women from the movie Hidden Figures. Let that sink in.
And it's a lot of information that's not out there that's coming to surface. But just us alone as black people, and you add in Hispanics, their creativity, their ingenuity, the hard working skills that they have, like it will be a problem, and they would definitely lose the power as far as white people. And the thing is, like, I don't believe that anybody should be above the next person and the next race or nothing like that. Everything should be equal. It should be based off on the merits of your work and your effort. Yes. But for whatever reason, the people that's empowered to be, they think otherwise. We should be property and so on and so forth. And it just comes down as far as the people in gangs, as I hinted to earlier, as far as Killer Mike and the street fraternity. Yeah. This is the organization the approach you should be taking. Yeah. It should become street fraternity and create a networking system so that y'all all can eat. You don't have to just be illegal. It could be on some legal shit. You can buy the block. Yes. You can own the hood. Yeah. And you ain't got to worry about gentrification and all that stuff. And you keep that control. All them other people that's over there talking about keeping the cracking and all that shit, they want to keep shit lit. They trying to keep it popping.
The 3/5 of a human being.
Just do us a favor. If that's what you truly believe in your heart of hearts, go get a loaded revolver or get a full clip and play Russian roulette. Just do us that favor, like straight up, because you're not helping the situation, and we don't need you. You're
trying to keep us where we're at. We're trying to progress.
So it's like, go over there with Fox News if you have to. Like, just go over there. Yeah. So shifting topics. It came to my mind because I know you seen the video of the white dude that was going at the Muslim guy or the Middle Eastern descent guy.
Oh, when he was like, "Your name is Mo. Yeah. What's your real name?"
Yeah. Yeah. It's 2019. Yeah. And racism still exists.
Alive and well.
And for the longest, white people were looking at us like, no, it don't. Like, I guess because Barack was in office, and then like, we got a black president.
It was like, y'all done made it.
Y'all made it. Yeah. And for the most part, a lot of racists, they ducked off in the cut. They were still out here.
Well, for the most part, I say when Barack Obama was in office, it kind of felt like we took a step forward.
Yeah, we took a step forward, they was out here, but they wasn't as vocal as they are now with Trump in office. And for whatever reason, this man that was harassing this Middle Eastern descent man at this store, I forget what store it was.
It looked like it was T-Mobile.
Yeah, he was harassing this man, saying, "What is that? I killed your kind, or your type."
He was like, "I've killed your kind for 6 months,
6 months, 20 years, some shit." And it's like
the word "your kind" bothered me.
It was some of the craziest shit, and like his logic. It was some other. I'm assuming that the lady was white that was there because he wasn't really messing with her.
She was a Susan.
So, but she stuck up for the guy.
I appreciate it,
and I respect her for that.
She said, "How old do I think I am? I'm 55." He said, "That's nice."
And it's like the logic that he was trying to throw around in this video clip. Like she was baffled by he was saying something like you're not old enough, and he said how old do you think you are? I forget the phrase he used.
He said, "How old do you think you are?" She was like, "How old do I think I am? I'm 55." She was obviously older than he was.
Yeah, she like his logic that he's throwing around, but it's just.
He said, "I've been killing your kind for 20 years."
And it comes to my topic of privilege. Mm-hmm. Privilege stretches across the board in a variety of ways.
Yes.
In this particular incident, it was a situation of white privilege. Someone trying to exercise their white privilege, and they're just exercising their racism. Yes. Now, granted, if this was outside in the street and he had hit a dude like that, I'm not sure if he would have been as composed as he was. I know me personally, I would have slapped fire. He would have got the victim slap.
Right? Well, I'll put it to you like this. Niggas, we can get away with it. Mm. In the streets, you call us the N-word, we tip you up. People was like, "Oh, he deserved it." Mm-hmm. My girlfriend is Muslim. Mm-hmm. I've said this before. Mm-hmm. They have a complex the same way we have a complex. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be the angry Muslim.
Yeah. Then you looked at as the terrorist and all these stereotypical things.
So I'm not going to say that man would have reacted the way that people think he should have reacted just because now you're feeding into the stereotype.
Yeah.
The same way as a black man, I don't want to be seen as the angry black man. Mm-hmm. You got to look at them as they don't want to be seen as the angry Muslim.
Well, I mean, like, this is how I look at it.
It's tough. It's a tough situation.
There's different ways to react. Like, if you go around, like, that particular man, if he just took off on one good time and just walked off,
I wouldn't have had no problem with it.
Like, he would have been like, well, he was fucking with him.
Yeah.
But if there's ways to pop off at somebody.
You gotta understand, we low key come from street justice, so some stuff we can looking at like if you hit on one good time.
But what's interesting to me because like I fuck with a lot of different people from all walks of life. Yeah. Like the white folks that aren't racist, they are disgusted by this shit.
Yeah.
And like they feel some type of way that they have to be lumped in with it, and
it boils back to what I said. As black men, we be like black men, black people in general. Sometimes we are judged by someone else. We're judged as a whole.
Yeah.
So now you're seeing because of how Donald Trump has empowered these white supremacists and they're doing extreme things. White people are now being like, wait a minute, we're being judged as a whole.
Yeah. Because the truth of the matter is, with Trump in office. He caused a whole lot of commotion, and it made people of color have to question exactly where do somebody white stands.
Yes.
Unless you know that person since birth or since like childhood, whatever, you're questioning like
what side of the fence you
like what side, and you can't like just straight up ask somebody some shit like that.
Because they'll lie.
You know what I mean? But so it caused a whole lot of confusion. You don't really know how to go about the situation. Yeah. As things been unraveling, I think it was on the tail end of Obama presidency, the whole conversation of white privilege start coming to the forefront. Yeah. And people was like, a lot of white people didn't understand.
Yeah.
And it's like, a lot of them are starting to understand and see like what it is. Like,
and I'll put it to you like this. I get them not understanding, some not understanding white privilege, right? And I break it down like this. I have an uncle that's married to my aunt that's a white man. And I had a conversation with him because he's so far like conservative, this, that, and the third. And I had a conversation with him. I told him, I said, listen, I said, I feel some type of way when people use white privilege because I understand that some white people don't even understand that they have a privilege. That's like being a rich kid that grows up on the rich side of town, right? And then you have the inner city kids who are on the other side of the train tracks, right? So you live your whole life in different worlds, not understanding that you're rich. So the SAT programs that you have in your school, the different programs you have in your school, everything to make you succeed that you have in your school, these other kids don't have. Then you go to college, right? And you're talking about the different things that you had in your school. And this other kid is looking at you like, we had none of that. And so then you're appalled because
culinary arts.
You're appalled because you had a business law class at your college. I mean, at your high school, and these kids are like, my school didn't have no business law class, and so then they're like, dang, y'all was privileged to have this, that, and the third. And then they're the kid who this is the norm for them. It's like, how is this the norm? How do you not think this is the norm? And you're like, because we didn't have this. That's what privilege looks like. And you can't blame them because they don't know what the other side is living.
And the thing about that, that's the privilege of class.
Yes.
And class don't necessarily have a color to it.
No.
It's just about money.
Yes.
How much you got.
Yes.
It affords you opportunities that people with less money, less income, they don't have.
And that's dead ass, and you're dead ass serious with that because I remember when I first moved to Rancho Cucamonga, right? And I was going to Chafee College. I remember being in the PE class working out, and there's a school out there called Los Osos, and these girls was from that high school, and they were having a conversation about this kid who threw a party or had something going on during the summer that was on a yacht. They were like, that's not even his yacht. That's his friend's dad's yacht. And I was like, I'm sitting in there like, what? Y'all talk about he ain't this because his family don't have a yacht. The friend of the family has a yacht. We talk about a yacht.
Still have access.
One of the girls was black, and one of the girls was white. Classism.
I mean, it goes to the whole situation with the actors and actresses that was buying their kids' way into USC.
Yes.
That's class. Like
that's classism.
Me, like, if my kids was 18, whatever, going to college right now, I can't do that shit right now. I don't got that type of bread. You know what I mean? So it affords you opportunities. Well, that's not, I won't say that's an opportunity. That's kind of like cheating or whatever. But there's some things, like even with, I heard that R. Kelly overdrawn on his bank account.
They said that nigga was over $13.
He overdrawn. But it's like, his situation is dwindling down. But as he had money and power before all this shit hit the fan, when you have money, you could keep yourself out of trouble.
Yes.
Because those lawyer fees ain't cheap.
Yeah, all you gotta do is pay your way out of it.
And then on top of that, it's like the people that really fuck with you, because you giving them a check or whatever, they gonna help you cover up.
Yeah. This
is what money affords you. Yeah. This is what the power of being up in the upper level of class is. You know what I mean? So there's different privilege. You also have the privilege of men. Men, for the longest, were women weren't looked at as equal.
Right.
They were lesser than. They didn't really have no say so. If you look at like a lot of the historic documents, it was always referred men. Yeah. Even in the Bible, it's referred men.
Yeah.
So there's different levels. You got the gay people that they're trying to get more power out here. As far as the LGBT community,
right? And
them motherfuckers, they getting some power out here. They Bogarting for their shit. They ain't played like they is not playing with their shit. But the privilege that comes with situations, because I looked at it as this when I proposed this topic to him, because I'm like, a lot of times people don't recognize the blessings that they have, and a lot of things they take for granted. Like, bro, like you woke up and you were able to hop in the car. You know how many people was taking the bus? Yeah. And wishing that they could.
Well, let's go deeper than that.
Uh-huh.
Say you go on a trip overseas.
Mm-hmm.
To like an African country.
Mm-hmm.
They'll tell us that we have privilege. Coming from the slums of California. You go over there, they're going to be like, you got working water? You got a bathroom? You got a job?
You got a sewage system?
Making X amount of dollars an hour? You got a sewer system? You got a house with lights? You got some privilege.
And a lot of times, because it becomes the norm for us, we wake up, we think it's supposed to automatically be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we just get lost in the sauce. And I just sit back and think like, yo, like imagine going just one day, and going back to Killer Mike trigger warning when he was trying to do everything black on.
And he had to ride that bike.
Like that episode was tough. It was the first episode. He had to do everything black on. He found out real fast that there's a lot of things that's not black on.
Yeah, even the weed.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it went from hands of white people or whatever the case may be. So it's like when you have to go without and you find out the real truth of what the situation is, you like, man, this shit really hard if we really had to live like that. Yeah. Like being in a third world country, and a lot of times, like I said, like we're quick to forget. Like, just imagine just waking up, like, being able to use your legs, and there's a man over there in a wheelchair. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, these are basic privileges, basic blessings that people take for granted. Just being able to wake up and have sight.
Yeah. I mean, the bottom line is take advantage.
Take advantage. Like, we could, of course, argue about white privilege and shit like that, but you have privilege as well that you need to take advantage and use. And,
it's 2000. It's 2019. That victim,
it could be a lot worse.
That victim card. We over that because you have the opportunity to develop your mind. Mm-hmm. Everything, like I keep going back
develop
to
the faculties of your mind.
Everything is the mind. You know what I'm saying? So you can overcome a lot of things. And the truth of the matter is, the barriers that we have as black people is mental. Mm-hmm. It's mental. If you to wake up your mind and you start using and developing your mind, you'll see that the equality that you've been looking for has been there, right? Mm-hmm. And once you become educated and then you start pushing forth, your agenda, now laws have to change because now you can attack laws differently and say, listen, this law was set up during Jim Crow. Why is it still here? Yeah. Instead of just complaining. See, there's a system to go about certain things.
Nothing comes from complaining.
But they know that we're not educated enough to say, listen, that law is bogus. Let's get these petitions together. Let's get this together to put this on the floor to say, let's change this law. 100% the truth.
And that's what it comes to, is just like once you educate yourself and you know what they know, the people that's in power, you can now be on equal battle grounds. Yeah. And you can fight the fight on their level. Yes. Because if you're just going about it like, oh, why this, why that, why that?
Because there for sure are laws that are 100% set up against us. Yeah. So don't think that I'm saying that there are not things that are set up against us. What I'm saying is, if you control the mind and develop the mind, you will know how to combat these laws that are against us.
Yeah. Because it just comes down to doing your homework and like we keep on stressing. Build up your mind. Playing this victim card, like, okay, we understand. We in the same boat with you, but
play the victim card with an educated view.
Like go about it like, like, okay, what can I control right now? What is in my power? Yes. Okay, let me go see about this. Yes. And then you build on that, and you keep on obtaining this knowledge and information, more power, and you rise up, and you can like people was making fun of Kim Kardashian about when they become a lawyer. Yeah. And I get the notion of why people like might have jokes or whatever the case may be, but my bad with the interruption, but people making the jokes of Kim Kardashian when they become a lawyer or whatever, and I get where it comes from as far as like the humor and all that stuff, but the truth of the matter is, like, she has helped some people. If we're gonna be 100% honest about it, and people can realize certain things as far as like knowing that they can be more of use to society and want to do more in society. So it's like now she's going about what obviously she knows she has privilege. Okay, how can I leverage this privilege to help get people a fair shake? Because her kids is black at the end of the day.
If it's genuine.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, her kids is gonna grow up and they're gonna have to deal with some of the type of scrutiny of things gonna change.
And that's why I say if what she's doing is genuine to actually help minorities, to help people who have been, you know, wrongfully incarcerated, then hats off to her. But if she's doing what she's doing to benefit Kanye West and one of his crazy schemes or something like that, then it's wrong.
Yeah, I will hope it's not that. Only time will tell.
Right.
But it just comes down for all of us to do the work, even including gangs.
Yeah.
Y'all have a lot of power because y'all have numbers.
We got to get back to being a tribe.
Being a tribe, become a fraternity.
Yeah.
Work together. Everybody.
Yeah.
We all in the same fight. Black, white, Muslims, Hispanics, Asians, like. Everybody, we're in the same fight as far as when it comes to class goes. Because at the end of the day, the people up there with all the money, they don't give a fuck who. Like they'll step on anybody, same color, whatever the case.
As long as you ain't touching their pockets, they not thinking about you.
They not thinking about you. So you at the bottom of the barrel with the rest of us. So we have to start being honest about the situation and leverage whatever privilege we do have, leverage our strengths that we do have. And let it work in our favor, because a lot of times people might say, like, people that come from a struggling background and they somehow rise above it. That struggle gave them a lot of grit and a lot of strength that somebody that comes from a privileged background, they don't get. They're going to buckle on the pressure. They're not used to that pressure. So it's like there's strength in a lot of different situations if you allow yourself to see it. Your mind has to be able to perceive it as that. But if your mind is closed and you're not conscious enough to see that, then it's just going to be that. You're just going to stop right there.
Facts.
But is there anything else we need to get into?
No, I think we touched everything today.
It's a lot of. This seemed like a long one.
Yeah.
Hella long. So I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation. If there's anything that y'all want to hear us speak about in future episodes, let us know. Put it in the comments. Subscribe, like, share. We need all the feedback. We need all the support. Follow us on our podcast page on IG, DSTM Podcast. Spread the word, man. We out here trying to make things happen. There's a lot of things that we're going to get into this year. Not just speaking, but we're going to get out there in the dirt too. Yeah. So we're just trying to help the people and move the dial forward. So, yeah, don't shoot the messenger.
Bang, 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 bang.
Salute.
See y'all next.